Hey guys, so we have a teaser here for the upcoming reveal. So the time I'm recording this video, we have about, 27 hours until the reveal of the character this week, or characters this week. There should be an LF banner. Now that we're getting a teaser here, I thought there was a chance they could maybe do an Ultra in the middle of the month and then an LF at the end of the month, but with a teaser here, they've never, well, I don't want to say never, because they have teased an Ultra before, but this is not this is not going to be an Ultra, I don't think. So this is almost certainly going to be an LF. It would be one of the worst possible decisions of all time if this was a Mega Rising. I see almost no chance this is a Mega Rising, but I guess we can't say 0%. So this should be a 1% sparking on the upcoming LF banner. One of the 1% sparkings. I don't think there will just be one. I hope there won't just be one, because the Dragon Ball tag needs a lot of help. And that's what I think this is going to be. This is going to be a 1% sparking for the DB team. We entered April, we got Cyborg Tao as the April Fool's character. Then we got a Zenkai for the Green Wasteland Bandit Yamcha. And then I think what sealed the deal, in case, this guy's release and then the Zenkai for Green Yamcha wasn't enough, the fact that we got this, I think, really cements the fact that this is going to be pretty much confirmed a DB celebration. I guess you could have maybe argued Weapon Wielder, because both Tao and Yamcha are both on Weapon Wielder. Maybe you could have said, oh, maybe it's a Weapon Wielder celebration. I think it's no, and the reason why is because of this. They specifically have this be only equipable by DB characters, and this is per DB battle member. They could have simply added Weapon Wielder as a condition, and then they could have added Weapon Wielder as a condition for the slot 3 effect. But they didn't. They kept it as DB. So I am like 99.9% sure this is going to be... I never like to rule out... I never want to say 100% because there's always like a really, really, really tiny chance it's not. But I mean, it's pretty... I think written in stone here, this is going to be a DB-centered celebration. Now, we have this hint. It has been a little bit since they've dropped a social media teaser for new characters. Admittedly, it's been a long time since I've watched through all of OG Dragon Ball, so I don't remember absolutely everything that happened. I probably should go back and rewatch through it. It's been like probably 15 plus years since I've watched through all of OG Dragon Ball. But there, I think, are probably very few instances that this could even be referenced to. To me, when I look at this, there's really only two things that I think this could possibly be, way more likely than the other. The first one is going to be Meteor Combination Goku. When I look at this is obviously somebody jumping or attempting to jump over a hurdle. And that is obviously associated with the Olympics. And this is the stance that Olympic runners take before they start running, like either the 100-meter dash or the hurdles, which is what this is, right? So I think that is what makes me think this could at least be a possibility. I mean, I don't think it's going to be this, but it's at least on the board as something that is at least semi-likely here. We do already have a Meteor Combination Goku in the game. It is this Green Goku, who is a pretty disappointing release. This actually was a Mega Rising character. He at this point, you can't even really say he's a recent release because he is a 2023 character, and we are now in 2025. Not quite 2 years old, but he is about to be 2 years old in like 5 months. So I don't know. It could be him as a 1% sparking. I would kind of be a little bit disappointed if that was the case, because this guy needs to be an LF, I think. Needs to be an LF because we don't have the headbutt from the 23rd World Tournament here. This Goku doing the headbutt, that needs to be an LF. And then we need to get a Piccolo Jr. that does the explosive demon wave as an LF as well, which we don't have in the game. So these are the only representation of Goku and Piccolo Jr. from the 23rd World Tournament. We need more of them, and I think their initial releases were probably just really not done well. I don't like the initial iterations of these characters in the game, so they gotta like redo them. Maybe they're thinking like, we did a really poorly executed job with the initial releases of these characters, so let's just do them again here. But I don't think so. I don't think this is going to be a Meteor Combination Goku, but again, at least as a possibility. What I think this is going to be is this most likely reminds me of when Kid Krillin and Kid Goku were essentially testing their speed very early on in their training regimen with Master Roshi. I did actually find a video here that is subbed, specifically subbed because I think it actually will play a factor in this. Again, the hurdles is it's very related to the Olympics. It makes me think of the Olympics. That nothing else comes to, like, when you think of a hurdle race, the Olympics is what comes to mind, right? There's nothing else that really pops up. And I don't think there are any, again, unless I'm misremembering what happened in Dragon Ball, because it's been a long time since I've watched through it. I don't think there are any specific scenes of people actually doing hurdle races in Dragon Ball. I don't think so. But we do have this scene here where first Krillin does it. It's like a 100-meter dash, right? Krillin does the 100-meter dash first, Goku does it second, and then Master Roshi does it third and crushes both of them. But there is an interesting line in this. There's two things I want to point out with this. The first one is, let me just play this a little bit. So he's like, yeah, so I have it subbed just so we could watch this. And there's a line that Krillin says that I think actually is semi-important here. From this rock to that tree is exactly 100 meters. How many seconds will it take you to run that far? So Krillin goes, I'll run first. And then Roshi goes, you're so sure, blah, blah, blah. And then Krillin says, the kind of feat that could even make it into the Olympics. Okay, so that kind of is linked to this. And then the other thing I wanted to show about this as well is when Krillin takes his stance to start, he's the only one of these three guys who takes, like, actually, I don't even think they don't even do a good job of showing this here. But he's the only one that does, like, the Olympic stance. He's the only one that takes this stance. So we have that. I mean, you can't really see it here, but he does that. It's hard to, yeah, it doesn't really show it here, but he does that. When Goku starts running, Goku actually does it twice because the first time he, like, his shoe was, like, beaten up or something. So he actually runs twice. Let me go back here. Yeah, so Goku's stance to start off with is, like, let me forward it a little bit here. Yeah, like, this is his stance to start out, so it's not Olympic style at all. And then Roshi is also kind of similar. This is Roshi's stance. You can't really see it that well, but that's the stance. So, like, the only character to take an Olympic style stance and mention the Olympics is Krillin, which kind of feel like is like this. And also Krillin has the slowest time, which this guy's clearly hitting the hurdle. Right in here, they deliberately did this. This guy's hitting the hurdle, so it kind of is, I don't know, Krillin losing might be why they did that. But I think this is going to be a Kid Krillin. Kid Krillin is a very obvious omission from what we have in the game in terms of DB tag characters. Kid Krillin is not in the game. Kid Krillin's model doesn't exist in the game. That is pretty insane. Almost 7 years into this game, and Kid Krillin is not in here. So he's a character we desperately need to be added. I think he could be a really cool 1% sparking added to the game. I think what we could see here is if it's going to be an LF, my pick for an LF is LF Kid Goku, basically a modern day version of this Kid Goku, who does the attack that he defeats Demon King Piccolo with. This would be the LF character. I think a sparking 1% Kid Krillin could be a really good character. And then maybe something like Tambourine could be another 1% sparking. If we want to use another banner as, like, a reference to, I think, what the ideal situation would be for this banner, it would probably take me a little bit to find this, but let me scroll down quite a bit here. You guys are probably already gonna know what I'm gonna say here, but it was actually the Z movie celebration, this banner right here. We had Tree of Might Goku, and then we had 4 new sparkings besides Tree of Might Goku. So this banner actually had 5 new characters on it. Now, I'm not expecting this, especially when we're so close to the anniversary. I'm certainly not expecting to give us 5 new sparking characters on a banner at the same time. But I think it's probably realistic to expect 2 1% sparkings next to the LF. So I think, again, we could see a new iteration of this Legends Limited, whatever they call it, the Strike Through, or whatever this game calls it in the English dub, Blast Through LF that he does to Demon King Piccolo as the LF character. And then a 1% Kid Krillin, maybe a 1% Tambourine, and that they wanted to do a third 1% sparking. I don't know, maybe something like Jackie Chun could be a good one. But Dragon Ball needs a lot of help, right? Dragon Ball is not a tag where we can simply just get an LF, an Ultra, and like a 1% character, and that's enough. They could make it work, right? If all 3 characters are just spot on, very well designed. Everything is done perfectly. It could work. And the main reason why it could work is because this team has probably the best equipment in the game overall. The only problem with this team is very much like the Daima team. They are going into this with almost 0 options. They have no Zenkai benches. It is just a very, very tough situation for this tag right now. So we can't afford to have, honestly, I'm going to also reference this banner for this. The number of characters was very good, but we can't have a banner like this where it's like, okay, Tree of Might Goku is very solid, but then the other 4 Sparkings are essentially dead on release. We cannot do that, because otherwise that means that's going to doom the Dragon Ball tag, because they already are working with almost nothing. So yeah, we need like them to lock in for this, right? We need like actual good design for these characters. But for me, if I had to pick a character that this would fit the bill for, I would definitely say Kid Krillin, just because of the scene here. I think it mostly fits the character. But if there's a scene that I'm not remembering, or if there's a scene that you think also fits this for the DB team, let me know. Again, we're about 27, 26 hours, maybe by the time this video goes up, before the reveal happens. We'll be reacting to it. We'll be doing breakdowns, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.